Hi there, this is Bridget from the PlannerSpeechie. Welcome back. Today I'm going to be planning for December 3rd through 8th in 2024 using my Linner Designs Buddy Kit. This kit is exclusive art. It is super cute. I did print it myself, so any flaws in the paper or anything like that, that's completely on me. I really loved the different colors here, the traditional green and red, but then also these pops of sky blue and yellow just make it seem so friendly and charming. I was really excited to get to use this art. The kit is pretty expansive. It has lots of different options for flags, different types of planning, lots of different full box scenes. It also came with some additional stuff which I did print, including a tall box with Buddy going up the escalator, an extra washi strip which I didn't end up using but is a nice touch if you don't necessarily want to make it very Christmassy, and then lots of different patterned boxes and checklist boxes. I also got a special Carly Plans Christmas Weekly sampler to use with this. I didn't actually end up needing it because I had so many other stickers, so I saved it for another one. This is the Ugly Sweater Bundle in, I believe it's medium green, possibly dark green, from Hannah. This bundle is really, really cute, and I got it with the intention of using it with this kit. Even though there's a lot of sweater elements in it already, it doesn't even seem like an ugly Christmas sweater to me. It just seems like a sweater. So I thought this would be really fun to use with this kit, and I'm so glad I did because I actually can see a lot of the design in the work here. So I'm just going to speed things up to make it a little bit easier for this plan with me to move at a steady pace. So the first thing I'll say is that I am not doing traditional weekly planning the same way anymore. I've decided that because I'm doing memory planning, if I want to make the week a little bit shorter so I have more space to log what I want, that's what I've been doing. So this particular plan with me only covers 6 days instead of 7, and I'm going to start on Tuesday because I did my Monday in my previous spread. So, oh, and I have a kitty purring in my lap. I don't know if you can hear her, but she's very sweet, and I'm not going to ask her to move. I had a lot of fun deciding which boxes were going to go where for this kit. I just used some extra sticker paper that I had to mark where I wanted to put things so I could sort of test everything out. So first things first, I always like to lie down the washi. Sorry, I cut off a little bit at the bottom there. The red and green just popped so well off of the page. It did become a lot more green, but I liked putting that sweater pattern over. And then the actual little sweaters kind of disappeared against this dark green backdrop, if I'm going to be honest. But if you look at it very, very closely, you can still see them. So this is the second Christmas spread that I have done this season. I had a lot of fun picking and choosing what I was going to do this year, and because I got the printable version of this kit, you might see it again next year, so that'll be really fun. I was still trying to count out, okay, how many days do I need? What do I need to put in? And so I kind of did this backwards a little bit, and at first, I was going to do color blocking, forgetting that my date dots were not going to match entirely. I did use extenders for that double scene because I needed extra time on that Saturday and Sunday. So I pulled those in and then I looped the double scenes on top so that the shower scene is underneath. Didn't love the shower scene, to be honest, although when I watched Elf again this year with my family, I was able to pause and find exactly where she was taking this scene from. And it's very accurate. So kudos to whomever designed this art. It's really fantastic here. So, yeah, I decided every time I do these plan with me's, I do them a little differently now. So, looks like I'm doing like an entire day's worth of work with the headers and everything in one place. I decided to put Buddy on the right-hand side of the page because I had him going up the escalator on the other side. And then with these green overlays, they're really cute, but they definitely dimmed the colors of the red and yellow, and especially, obviously, the green was already green, but so just something to keep in mind when you buy a bundle and you get the headers, especially from Planet Hannah, the headers tend to match whatever the underlays are. So it just looks like a continuous rundown of the underlay, which I don't mind at all, but I could see how some people would want a little bit of a break in between those two sections. But yeah, super duper cute. That quote box says, for that special someone. um, let's see. So this was kind of a crazy week for me. Um, and I do think that this particular holiday season, I don't know if I said this last year, it just went by so fast. There's always just so much to do in December. We have something called head count, which is when all of the open evaluations or things that have gone out of compliance since the beginning of the school year, they have to be met by December 1st. And this year, because Thanksgiving was so late, we actually had way less time than we normally do to get things done. Additionally, I had opened a lot of referrals for speech for my preschool students. There were a lot this year, way more than I've ever seen at all. And um, I don't know if that's a COVID thing. I don't know if that's just because this is a preschool where the families are really paying attention to their kids' speech and they're asking for more support services. Whatever it is, there's been a lot of confusion about who was handling what in my district in regards to all these evaluations. So basically, all of these evals that were opened at the beginning of the year were suddenly becoming due very, very quickly. And so the way that my work normally goes has shifted, and now I'm sort of in fight or flight mode with everything. And it's not a great place to be work wise, especially during the holidays when like you want to bake cookies and you want to do fun caroling things or go out on the weekend with some hot chocolate space, like things like that. I feel like I didn't really get to do as much of that this year as I wanted to. And so my planner actually reflects a much more festive holiday season than I had this year. But that's okay. I have a place for it in my planner, and that makes me happy. Just doing this activity made me really happy. So I'd love to know what your favorite holiday traditions are, if there are things that you do annually, if you're trying to start new traditions, what is of interest to you. Personally, this was one of my traditions. I love watching Elf. I think it's a modern Christmas classic that people are going to watch in the same way that everyone watches like a Charlie Brown Christmas. I think it's just one of those movies that stands the test of time and is hilarious. Um, so anyway, I'm just putting the overlays on top of everything and making it sort of sparkle and shine a little bit. I have a kitty in my ear. I think she really wants Snacky, but I'm not getting up till I finish this voiceover. Eloise, you're just gonna have to wait. Okay, so I ran out of overlays, so I decided to use like little bits of foil in the corner just to make it pop a little more, and I think I did a good job of that. That was a little sneak peek of last week's Plan With Me. And so this is what the final spread looked like before I actually started planning it. So I put this base down several weeks ago and then just got to planning with it this year. So on Tuesday, we had snow on the ground. This was really unusual. It hasn't snowed in this part of Charlotte in like 2 years. So that was really exciting, and I didn't know it was happening until we woke up. We did not have any kind of delay though, and getting to work was a little scary, and I think people were upset that there wasn't a delay, so that was interesting. I do have a digital advent calendar that I'm using this year, so I've been putting that on there. I did some session prep, and obviously I worked on Monday. That work sticker encompasses a lot of things, so I'm just going to let it go at that, but I did a lot of um, speech therapy prep and speech therapy itself. Um, After work, I had to go to Publix, and our our school had a charcuterie situation going on, and I was asked to make a butter board, which I have never made in my life. So I had to buy the ingredients for that, and then I had to go home and actually make the thing. I made it look like a Christmas tree with little rosemary sprigs and cranberries and nuts and things. It was actually very cute, but the whole thing was a little disgusting. Um, and then I did some session notes at night, and then I got my period. Yep. Um, so then on Wednesday, it says bath in the script. It was a shower. I don't have a script for shower, but that's why I put bath. We had to wear flannel this day for Spirit Day, so I did do that. It was the day 4 of our Advent calendar. And then one of the spirit activities, our principal and assistant principal made pancakes for us because the theme was flapjacks and flannel. So if you got to school early enough, they had pancakes on the griddle along with coffee and fresh syrups and fruits and things like that. It was a really sweet thing for them to do. So I really enjoyed that, and I just marked it in my calendar. Then I also just marked that I did speech therapy. That's a little Once More with Love sticker with a little Christmas sweater on. I thought that was really cute. So I had a meeting this day that I was intending to exit a student from speech. And so we call this a reeval exit because I wasn't going to do any formal testing. However, the parent in the meeting did request additional testing, and she seemed very concerned about the student being exited despite evidence to the contrary. And so I did agree to do additional testing, which people said later I maybe shouldn't have, but I was trying to sort of make her feel better about the whole process. And then I had another annual IEP right after that. So it was kind of crazy. Then we had our regular team meeting and then a staff meeting after work. So it was like a lot. There was just a lot going on. And then I went to Publix and got groceries um, because it was Sushi Wednesday and the rolls are only $5. So that was really my thing. So on Thursday, I marked that I had opened my advent calendar. Those little antique golds Christmas icons are from a separate Planahana thing that I had ordered and I'm using throughout this Christmas season. So I will be doing that. You'll see those a lot. Today's Spirit Day was we had to wear pink. So I wore my bright pink scrubs and I used a little Once More with Love sweater character to mark that. And then, of course, I did speech therapy. I had an eligibility IEP meeting. So the testing had already been completed and I just had to be on the meeting for that. And then I had to make a call to my coworker to talk about the student that I tried to exit the previous day because apparently there was a whole situation involved and it was a little intense. So I ended up having to um, speak with her on the phone, and that there was a lot of phone tags, so I just marked that in my planner. I did have salad for dinner, and we did buy our tickets to fly to New York for Christmas this day. I did mark here that I started watching The Holiday with um, my friend Lynette. That actually didn't happen until the following week, so I mismarked that in my planner. I think I was just getting the dates confused. Um, so I don't think we actually watched anything. I think we just talked. But I talk to her every week. So this sets us up for Friday. So Friday I had a doctor's appointment and it was at 7 in the mornings, which was really early, and I had to like get back to work immediately. And they put me in an exam room and then I guess forgot where I was because I got a phone call from the secretary asking if I'd left the building. And I was like, no, I'm sitting in exam room 2. And they showed up and they were like, we were calling your name. And I was like, I heard nothing. These rooms are soundproof. But I was it took like way longer than it should have. I was really feeling frustrated when I left the office. I felt a little neglectful, or like that I was neglected a little bit. And it just wasn't a great way to start my day. So I went back to work and I did do a speech eval this day. That foiled gingerbread sticker is from Sadie Stickers, and that is a custom script from Planahannah. And then I did have a student who we didn't know that today was going to be his last day until like the day before. So I just marked that. I called him Buddy. It was Buddy's last day in school. And I was sad to see him go to another school, but I think it's for the best. I did do speech therapy. That's Polar Bears from Once More with Love. And then after work, I did have to do some quick shopping. I went to Old Navy because I wanted to have a new dress for this party that my neighbors were throwing. And I went and I looked, and there was just nothing that I liked. I decided not to buy anything, but I did end up needing to go to CVS to pick up some medications that my doctor ordered for me. Um, and I just wanted to mark, like, when I got home that day, because of all of the stuff that was contentious with the meetings and all of the stress happening at work that week, I was really like in my feelings. I was not having a good day. My husband was also having issues at work. And so the two of us were just like, ugh. So that was a script from the bundle. And then I just marked TV time. So we had dinner and I think we watched Nurse Jackie and a new show called Your Honor, which is very intense and has Bryan Cranston in it and is an excellent show, but like I don't think I was in the right headspace to watch it. And then my husband put on the Santa Claus, which was super cute, except I fell asleep in the middle of it because I was so tired. And at the very end of the day, I did open my advent calendar. So that was Friday. And then Saturday, so I'm opening the little door. I got up in the morning and fed my kitties. And then I did open my advent calendar in the morning. I made avocado toast. And that avocado icon is from Carly Plans. Um, and then I did work for most of the day. I had so many reports that I had to work on that I ended up working the entire weekend, and that was just like not fun for me. Um, I did give myself a break. I said, there are a couple of other department stores that I haven't been to that are close. Let me see if I can find a new dress. So I ended up going to Kohl's, um, and I did a little bit of Christmas shopping for myself, and just remembered that Kohl's existed. I sort of forget that it's there. And I was able to find a bunch of dresses, not just something to wear for Christmas, but then I found other things like for date nights and things like that. Like I haven't bought new clothes in such a long time. I was so tired and I was like getting ready and trying to rev myself up for this cocktail crawl, which our neighbors threw. It was multiple houses. Everybody hosted um one drink and some food. And last year I got so hammered at this party that I was hungover for an entire day. We decided not to go crazy this year, and I think we came out all the better for it. We were very conscious of how much alcohol we consumed, and it was much, much better. So that is a new sticker from Beautiful Mess Plans Co. It's just cuddling. So we were relaxing in the morning. We did sleep in a little bit, and um I did read some of my book for book club. I did not get to finish it, unfortunately. It was the new Leanne Moriarty book that just came out, about a woman who predicts people's deaths on an airplane. Fascinating, but like also incredibly long. Like I felt like the book dragged a little bit for me, so I ended up not finishing it. We did order Metro Diner for breakfast because we didn't order out the night before, and we usually order once a week. So we decided, okay, it's the new year. We're gonna, not, excuse me, this year is the New Year's. I'm so confused, guys. I worked on my report some more and I made fresh coffee from the Fresh Press. So I did um, do some planning. I watched Elf on my own. Um, and then my husband and I watched Home Alone together. I would actually end up watching both of these movies again with my parents in a couple of weeks, but um, we really like to watch the same movies every year, and we were both working, so we had the movie on while we were doing work. Um, but anyway, so I just decided to add some deco to the top to make it a little bit more festive, and I didn't want to do that until I knew how the week was going to play out. The deco in this set was much smaller than some of the deco I've seen in previous sets, and so um, I used most of it on the top, and I didn't have to cut too much of it away, but it's just much, much tinier as compared to other sets I've used recently. But overall, I really love how this came out. I think it's very festive, very cute. I like that I was able to put everything that I wanted in the same week and give it a little space. So there you go. I'm trying to arrange everything for you. I had a Christmas candle burning as well. So that's the final spread. You can see the wiggle. There's lots of green glitz and glamour on there along with my extenders. But thank you so much for watching. Please stay tuned for the next Plan With Me, which is coming up imminently. And have a great weekend. Take care.